What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a new video. If you saw the last video where I replaced the distributor cables, spark plug cables, and I don't remember what else I replaced. I didn't replace the distributor and the car didn't start. So I bought a new distributor, finally found one, dropped a pretty penny for it, and it's finally got here. Let's go unbox it and then let's go install it. See if it helps turning on the 240. I'm really hoping, because after that, if that doesn't help, it could be just a bad distributor, or we could be dealing with an ECU issue or a different issue, which I don't even want to think about that right now. Here is our, well, new to me, but old used distributor. This is pretty expensive, and I'm really hoping that this could fix the 240. Came with the little plug, but we already have our harness. Hopefully it's all the same thing. It said that this was for a 1994. My vehicle's a 1993, and there's a weird period in 1994 where it was the last generation for my S13, and then they started making the S14. So I'm really hoping that that doesn't affect anything on the distributor, but at the end of the day, this was the only distributor I could find. Go ahead and try it out, see what happens. In our engine bay, before starting on anything, we need to find top dead center on the compression stroke. For those of you guys that do not know, there is two top dead centers. One of them, the stroke could be going up, and it could be on the intake or compression stroke where air is coming in and it's being compressed. The other top dead center will be when the piston is going up again, but it's now pushing out the air, and it's the exhaust stroke. So we need the compression stroke. In order to find compression stroke on the engine, we're going to remove our spark plug cable and our spark plug. Got our spark plug out. After removing the spark plug, I'm gonna put some tape on the hole. I will explain why later. Next, we're gonna grab our 27mm socket and a wrench and put it on our crank pulley. From the top of the engine, we're gonna use this to turn over the engine, causing the piston to move up, and we're going to determine compression stroke because this tape will blow off if the piston is going up and it's compressing the air. Tape will pop off. If it doesn't do that, that means that we are on our exhaust stroke and we need to keep turning the engine until it goes back up, pops this tape off, and we'll know that we're in the compression stroke. Oh, see, it's already going up. Okay, so we are in the compression stroke. Obviously the air was pushing up on it. Now that we know that our first piston is in the compression stroke, we're gonna put a really long screwdriver. Try to not jab it in there or let it fall in there. Just put it in there nice and slow. Once you hit the bottom, bam, perfect. Now we're gonna use this to see whenever the piston goes all the way up to the top, the piston will push up, and then at some point it'll stop, and then it'll go back down. We need to get it to where it hits all the way to the top, stops. That's how we know we're at top dead center. So let's go ahead and crank the engine again. See, the screwdriver is right there, but I also want to show you guys, I don't know if you guys can see it, but try to zoom in. On the crank pulley, we are on the first dot of the 6 dots, and we want to be on the 5th one, which is probably that one right there, right next to my finger. That's also another way to determine if you're at top dead center. We want to be on the 5th dot down there. So the screwdriver right about there stopped moving, and if we look down here on our dots, we are basically on the 5th dot on the pulley. So right there, I like to consider that we are at top dead center. I'm hoping we're at the point of it. I'm not too sure. It's very difficult to be exact, but we're roughly there. Now that we know that we're at top dead center on our compression stroke, we can now go ahead and start working on the distributor. We're gonna start out by disconnecting our harness and remove each one of these plugs. Plugs are not disconnected. Now we need to remove this bolt up here and this bolt down here to remove the distributor cap. Alrighty, distributor cap can now be removed after those bolts. This is what it looks like. You just put that to the side. Now we can go ahead and remove this bolt and this bolt down here, and that will let us take out the distributor. After the bolts have been removed, you can now pull out your distributor, and you kind of just have to mess around with it a little bit. Also, you could twist the rotor a bit while you're pulling it out. It should pop out just like that. We just got to compare the two, and they do look the same, so I'm really hoping that we're good. When installing your distributor, I found that people do it tons of different ways, but the manual says that you want to line it up there so that when you insert it, it turns and it lands there. It is very hard to get it in there, but if you pay attention to where that dot is at, lined up, this is how it looks. And that points to on the distributor cap to spark plug number 1. So I guess the idea is you mainly want it to land like this little rotor to kind of land somewhere over here. Okay, so I set the distributor in. I don't know exactly where it's lined up inside here, but on the outside, this is how it landed. Number 1, rotor. It's pretty much right here, right now. But now that we're right here, distributor is installed. We're gonna put the bolts back on. We're gonna plug this thing back on, and we're gonna put our distributor cap back on. Go ahead and put this all together. Put our spark plug back in. Connect all of our spark plug cables. For those of you guys that do not know, each spark plug is labeled and it will all go to its own spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the middle one will be the coil, which leads to right here. So just pay attention to all of that so that you don't have any other issues. Everything is now plugged in, and the distributor, I didn't tighten it up yet, but you kind of want to have the distributor somewhere right in the middle. That's a perfect spot. That's where I'm at right now. I'm gonna connect the battery and I'm just gonna go ahead and try it out, see what happens. Please stay right there. Alrighty, we're in the 240. Battery has charged, and honestly, I think I got to the point where I don't even like really expect anything anymore. I'm hoping I eat my words up. We are in neutral. Fuel has primed. Nothing's going on. Damn, I wasn't recording. The car started and it's running good. Oh my gosh. Guys, I'm freaking out. I was having a little issue with the key. Look how loose the key is. I could literally pull the key out. Oh no, that's it. Key's loose. I have an ignition issue, and I was banging on that thing and it started and it's running smooth. Wow. Oh man, y'all don't know how I'm so happy right now. Okay, so one thing that I'm thinking about right now is, now I'm starting to think, is my distributor fine after I cleaned it? Because the car wasn't it was not starting right now. The car wasn't starting at all after I started messing around with the key and it started. So now I'm starting to think that maybe last time that I cleaned it, my distributor, it probably was fine, because it started before with water still in it, and after I cleaned it, it didn't want to work anymore. It could have just been my key the whole time. Now I'm tempted to see if the other one works, because if it works, I'm returning the distributor. Actually, no, wait, never mind. I might keep it because you can't find distributors. So even if, I'm gonna just keep mine as a spare. If it works, I don't know, guys. I'm yapping. I'm hyped. So I'm gonna let the car warm up for a little bit. I'm probably gonna bolt down my seat, and I think I'm gonna go for a drive. I'm so happy right now, guys. That's how the car is idling. Honestly, running really smooth. I'm very happy with it, and I was driving it around. Obviously, for you guys that stayed for the video, you guys know that the car is running and driving. I'm still gonna make another video where it's gonna be the official, oh, she's alive, back on the road type beat video, but that one I'll probably do it soon. It'll just be like a 1 to 2 minute long video just to show you guys the car is running and driving. But other than that, I gotta grind out on this car. But before I continue working on this car, I needed to just get it running and driving so I could move it around, park it somewhere, and just leave it there for right now, because I needed the parking spot inside for a very special project that is coming up. So if you guys want to watch that, stay tuned, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. God bless. Echale, Ganitas. Bruh.